Today we are going to show you ultimate home defense technique. Maybe it would be good to first define what is not home defense. There will be something like shooting a postman that's trying to get you some mail, or maybe some neighbor, or a kid that was just going to get his ball and all the way he just got shot out of nowhere. This is definitely not home defense. The answer to home defense is not gun, it's not baseball bat, or even board with nails. The answer to home defense is locks and doors, because your house is your fortress. Your main focus in home defense should be not even letting the robbers or the attackers get inside your house. That will solve 80% of your problems. Do not even let them in and you have nothing to take care of. You shouldn't be always thinking, I open my door, I see someone and I will shoot automatically. From your wife that's coming from the party or your friend that's coming to visit, it's probably not the best option to just go and shoot blindly. So the answer to home defense is not even let them in and lock before they can even get inside. So there are multiple scenarios that can happen. If we are talking about the ones that are happening outside, we could be talking about someone is trying to get inside. It's possibly a robber, because why would be trying to get inside by force? The second one is someone is ringing my doorbell and I have no idea if it's attacker, if it's postman, or is it my wife? I have no idea. And the third one would be that I hear that someone's been beating up someone outside or harassing some little girl, and there's 5 of them and I need to teach them a lesson, or it could be a trap. The second scenario is that it's already inside. So I woke up, I hear a strange noise, but I still have no idea if it's a raccoon, is it my mother-in-law, or is it really a group of junkies that have just entered my house. Here, when you can see the solutions that people try, you can see 2 extremes. One is more extreme than the other. The first one is without no hesitation, I just open the door and I just go outside. It's the same as if you were crossing the road and you wouldn't look left and right. You would just go there. You're asking to get beaten up. The second extreme is I hear something outside, a doorbell, and I'm going to get my vest, I'm going to get my M4, grenades, helmet, full Kevlar, everything, and now I'm technically opening the door slowly, and if something moves, I'm just going to shoot it. Those are 2 extremes that you can see very often. So what you need to do is find something like a middle ground between those 2 extremes. Of course, now with the exception of if you are living in some type of ghetto and you are supposed that they could be shooting and they're very regular, okay, then we can talk about you should probably have your gun ready. But for most of the cases, this is not the extreme that will be happening. So you need to find the middle ground, which is looking through outside of your door, not heading out first, but not being too tactical, but just opening, looking around and being ready to close and lock the door if you need it. So the number 1 mistake you see is that you try to open the door and you open it absolutely wide and now you're just asking for trouble. To now close the door and lock, you're probably going to be fighting for the door. The second mistake is not having the keys ready. So even if you close the door, now you have to fight for it and try to get your keys from your pocket and try to lock it, which is going to be very hard in the heat of the battle. You are always fighting, trying to find the key. The stress of the situation is going to be very hard for you to really, in time, lock your door. So the correct solution is going to be not repeating the mistakes that we did before. So when we are opening the door, it's going to be just slightly, so you can see who's outside, is it the postman, is this someone I know, and if anything happens, now you can very easily close it, and the keys are always ready there for you to lock it. Of course, all the time your leg is right there, ready for you to fight with the door. As you can see right now, it's going to be very hard to open it inside. This is the correct way to actually defend your fortress. So having a weapon is a good point. You should have your weapon. But now you don't have to always be thinking about someone rang my doorbell, so I now always have to get my gun or my weapon.
If it's unexpected, as you notice, there was one point that I actually had the gun out. There's no reason for me not to have my gun out if somebody's at my door unexpectedly, okay?
Because most of the time what you can do is have the firearm, it's going to be telescopic button or pepper spray, ready if anything happens. Even better if you can have it ready somewhere on your door. So maybe it's installed somewhere here, maybe somewhere in the middle, it doesn't matter. But if anything happens and the fight starts breaking out, you have it just in your reach, you can grab your weapon and now fight for the door with something in your hands. If we are now talking about the weapons that you could leave there, if we leave there something like a telescopic button or a pepper spray that's ready, like if your kids find it, like what's the worst thing that's gonna happen? With telescopic button they're gonna hit themselves, and with pepper spray their eyes are going to be hurt and they're gonna start crying. But now imagine the same thing, but you left a gun in there and the kids find it. Like now we are talking about big trouble. That's why we are saying like prepare telescopic button or pepper spray there instead of gun. Throughout this video, take this gate as a complete like example. Of course, if we are talking about the second guy has a gun, like this is not the best cover to have, of course, but still we are talking about the same thing. It's still better to be fighting somewhere here than just rushing out of the door and now having a shootout with the attacker, of course. Of course, we are talking about if you see on the other side of the door some scout, little girl offering you cookies, you can open the door a little bit more and take it. Of course, like, we don't have to be saying about you see a girl with cookies and you're going to be aiming and watching drop the cookies. Like, of course not. You can open up the door a little bit more, but still there's a big difference between opening it more and completely turning your back, opening the gate or door completely wide and not paying attention at all. Same goes if you are seeing that on the other side of the door it's some guy that is claiming that he's from some delivery company, and all the way you see that something's not right. Like, you should be communicating with a closed door with him. The same goes if you see a police officer there, and you should be able to tell if the uniform is like an actual uniform or it's some sexy Halloween costume for policemen. You should be able to recognize if it's real uniform or not. In that case, you're just being ignorant and you're not paying attention like what's happening outside. Or the technology itself, it can help you here. If we are talking about something, you have a peephole and you can look through it and you can see who's on the other side, great. The same goes if you have some camera system. Like, the camera will tell you if the one who's knocking at you is alone or there's someone like behind the corner waiting for you, or even like from the smallest things like a chain on your door. You are an old lady, you don't want to just open doors for everyone because they're strangers. You'll put the chain before you open, you take a look who's there, because probably you don't want to be fighting for the door if you're old. And if anything happens, you need to sign this, he can just give it to you through the door. Or if he has some like a package, oh, you need to take this package, so you need to open the door, just tell them to leave the package in front of the door, leave it, and I'll take it later. Those are all the things that will make this whole thing a lot easier for you. Or even better, maybe you can get yourself a dog. If you have a very good dog for protection, I think that the robber or the attacker will probably consider, do I really want to enter this house? Even if you don't have a dog, you can maybe pretend that you have a dog. When he's entering or he's at the gate, you can tell, okay, but first I'm going to lock my dog because he's like pretty massive and he could probably bite you very quickly. So I'm first going to close him. What do you need now? And then you'll probably be thinking in the position of the attacker, okay, this is probably not the best place that I chose for invasion. We reached the end, so now we are telling you that this is how you should defend your fortress, your home. Because at the end of the day, like, share this video, because this will prevent people getting shot randomly, and even it will prevent people not getting hurt when they are leaving their home. These are all the important things. It's more about the tactical side than like the actual fight. Of course, then we are going to be talking about next videos, some different situations. The robbers is inside, something messed up during my home defense. Those are all for the next videos, but this is like some basic how you should approach this situation. We thank you for watching. Leave a comment what you want to see more in some home defense videos. Leave a like and subscribe to see even more videos like this, and we'll see you next time. Bye.